Hey there, Nina. Don't tell me that you're still working at that filthy, disgusting job of yours. I still can't believe that you still haven't been able to find a better situation for yourself after all this time. I know that back in the day you used to make up excuses for yourself, though. You would say things like how you were doing it all for me and that's why you couldn't leave your work. But you know what I think? I think that you actually like the work that you do, and I think that that's why you're still working there. That, and you're probably not good for much else. You mean you think I was making up an excuse for myself when I said that I did all that I was doing for your sake? You do realize that if I wasn't working that job, then neither you nor I would have had anything to eat, right? I found what worked for me, and I'm not going to be shamed for it. Just why are you even reaching out to me right now? Did you just want to say this to me? Is that all you had to say? Well, come on. I'm only saying that you're making your money through some pretty bottom-feeder jobs, don't you think? But I guess since you are still working them, I thought I'd just ask you for a little money. Hold on a second. Is that why you're messaging me? You just wanted to ask me for money? I thought you already had a job. If you have a job, then you should have money, so just why are you coming to me asking if you can borrow some? Oh, well, I don't really feel like getting into all of the details about my life with you. All you really need to know is that I have a low salary and I want more money. I just don't make enough no matter how hard I work. And at this rate, I'm not even going to be able to afford my rent this month. So, come on, can't you just lend me even a little bit of money? I know that you've gotten some extra lying around. You really think that you have any right to ask me for money after the way that you were just making fun of me? Why in the world do you think that would make me want to pay you anything? Well, come on, at least the silver lining of you doing the work that you do is that you should have some cash lying around, right? I mean, I think it's great how you've managed to game the system so that you really don't even have to work at all. All you do is go out with men and get paid for it. Must be nice. You really must have no idea how the real world works, though. You just do whatever you want and don't have to worry about bosses or anything like that at all. Just you and your client. You think that I'm just going out with men on dates? Is that all you think that I'm doing to earn money? You really don't know anything at all. I mean, what is it that you actually think I do on a given night? Do you have any idea what it is that I do at all? Because if you think it's all fun and games, then you should give it a try. Oh no, I could never do that kind of work. Besides, I'm too busy working a real, dignified job and wouldn't have to degrade myself like that anyways. After all, I would become like a pariah or something if I were to do that. But I'm glad that you've managed to make this whole thing work for you. But yeah, I could just never ever in a million years be a lady of the night like you are. So you should really just remember that and not ever try and invite me to join you as that kind of woman ever again. I mean, really, why would you even ask me that in the first place? That's not even what I was saying. I wasn't sincerely suggesting that you try and do that work that I do. I was just... Never mind. Well, anyways, the other reason I'm messaging you is to let you know that I've gotten engaged and am going to be getting married soon. So that's another reason why I want you to give me some money. And now that you know I'm getting married, don't think that you can get away with cheaping out on me. You know, when people get married, they don't typically tell their guests what they want to their face. You usually just invite people to celebrate with you, and then they just kind of bring you gifts. That or you make a registry. You have really got to stop talking down to me like this. Do you know that? You might have worked so that we could eat when we were younger, but the fact is that you're not my mom, okay? To me, you're nothing but a walking, talking ATM. So why don't you accept that you're nothing more than a source of cash for me and quit your complaining? Are you kidding me? Did you really just call me that? What is the matter with you? Is that really all that I am to you? I'm just saying that I've been trying to play the good little sister with you for long enough, and I am tired of pretending. But now I'm finally going to be getting married and I'll have a new family. And you should also know that my fiancé comes from a really, really rich family. So I'm never ever going to have to worry about having enough money ever again. And then I won't ever have to talk to you ever again. Mandy, what is the point of this, huh? What is it that you're wanting to say to me? Because honestly, I don't like the tone that you're taking right now. You know, after all the years of my life that I have dedicated to taking care of you and providing for you, you've never once thanked me. Thank you? You think that I have anything to be grateful to you for? You were just running around all night having fun and going on dates and being with all kinds of men. You really want me to give you some sort of prize for that? You were only getting paid because you didn't know how to keep your legs closed, and that's why you'll never be anything more to me than the ATM machine that you are now. Is that really how you think about me? Is that all you have to say for the effort that I put into taking care of my own little sister? Do you really think that you're worth anything more than that? I really can't even tell if you're being serious right now. You do know that nobody around me knows what you do, right? I've had to hide the truth about what my sister does to every single person that I know. You have no idea the kind of pain that that's been putting me through. Look, I can understand that. I get not wanting to tell everyone you know about what I do for a living, but I don't think that's enough to explain the way that you've been treating me. I'm just trying to tell you right now that you and I are just two completely different people. I mean, I've actually gone to college and I work at an office doing a real job. You only have your GED and couldn't even graduate high school like the rest of the people that you went to school with. You're just a total embarrassment, and I can't believe that we're related. Mandy, please, you have to realize that I really was doing this for you. You know that the reason I had to drop out in the first place was so that I could take care of you, right? You're always saying that. You're always saying that I should be kissing the ground that you walk on because you couldn't stand to get out of school and get on the streets. Well, I'm not going to be guilted into feeling sorry for you anymore. I'm not asking you to feel sorry for me or anything like that at all. I just think that you're not being fair in terms of acknowledging all the ways that I've been there for you. Okay, fine. Thank you for all the hard work that you've done. Is that what you wanted to read? Now that I've said that and I'm getting married, though, I just want you to know that I don't need you in my life anymore. Do you really mean that? You really don't even want me in your life? Well, okay. If that's really how you want to do this, then okay. You'll never hear from me again.
Hey there, Nina. I think that Mandy's wedding is gonna be happening pretty soon. Have you been? Aren't you excited for the ceremony? You know, I'm actually really looking forward to getting to see you there. I can't believe how long it's been since you and I last saw each other. You must be so excited to get to be there for your sister after all these years.
Oh, hey there, Eric. Thanks for always looking after my little sister. I really do appreciate it. And yes, I am really looking forward to getting to see you after so much time as well. I hope that you've not been playing handsy with the girls at your shop anymore.
Of course I'm not doing anything like that anymore. I couldn't even if I wanted to. After all, my wife is just so strict that she would never let anything like that fly. I know that I'd be sleeping out in the doghouse if I even so much as let my eyes wander over to another woman other than her. I guess you could say that she's keeping me on an extra short leash.
I see. Well, as long as someone is keeping you in check, I guess that's the main thing, right? I wasn't really sure she was going to be able to keep you in check, but I guess it sounds like you needed someone rough around the edges to handle you. But as long as you two are happy, then that's really all that matters to me.
Well, it sounds to me like you basically already know everything about the whole situation. After all, I had no idea just how close you and my wife actually were. But actually, the reason why I'm messaging you today is because there's something I kind of wanted to talk to you about.
I thought that you might have wanted to talk to me about something. I take it this is about Mandy. She is doing all that she needs to at work, right?
Well, that's actually exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. The thing is that Mandy just really doesn't work, and she honestly doesn't seem to take her job seriously at all. In fact, there have been some pretty nasty and horrible rumors about her spreading all over the office, and I'm being put in a pretty awkward place. So anyways, that's why I wanted to talk to you, about what was going on before I take things any further. I thought you might be able to give me some insights that I don't have.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess I didn't realize that Mandy was causing you so much trouble at your business. I really don't know what I could say in her defense.
Well, it's just that you're super busy and I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I just don't want any of the fallout from this to end up affecting you. But I think that things have gotten to a point where I can't just turn a blind eye anymore.
Now that really is understandable. I appreciate you thinking about me in this, but I don't actually think that you'll be causing any trouble for me. You see, the other day, Mandy and I got into a little fight and, well, we ended up going our separate ways and decided not to talk to each other anymore.
Wait, what? You're kidding me, right? You're not on speaking terms with Mandy anymore? But what happens? I mean, you dedicated years of your life to working for her and helping to raise her the best you could.
Yes, I tried to make Mandy think about that as well. But to her, I wasn't working hard or setting my dreams aside or something like that. To her, she only sees the work that I was doing and can't get past that.
Is she really acting that way? Oh, what is the matter with her? I mean, I guess I understand why the line of work that you're in might make things awkward to talk about with other people, but the fact of the matter is that you really did raise her.
I know, or at least I thought I did. I thought I did everything I could for her given the circumstances. But I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. What is it that I can do for you, Eric?
Right, well, I think that it might just be easier to explain this over the phone if that's okay with you. You think you have time to chat for a minute?
Yeah, I can talk for just a little bit. Just give me a few minutes to finish what I'm doing, and then we'll be able to call. What the heck do you think you're doing here, huh? You really have got some nerve showing your face around here. I don't get why you're acting this way. You literally threw your glass of wine all over me the second you saw me. What is the matter with you? Why do you always have to treat me like this? I literally haven't even done anything to you, and you have to go and embarrass me like this? I embarrassed you? Oh, that's rich. I hope that you're joking about that, because that's nothing compared to how embarrassing it is having a prostitute for a sister. How dare some slutty little dropout like you think that you have any right to be here or any right to be a part of my life at all because you sacrificed your hopes and dreams to give me a future. Here I thought that you and I could have been able to work something out between the two of us, but okay, if this is really how you want things to go between us, then I'll just turn around and go home. Good! You were never welcome here in the first place, so just turn around and go home right now, because I never want to see you again. Okay then, I'm not sure if you'll regret this, but whatever. It sounds like this is all out of my hands anyway. Nina, where are you right now? Please, you have to tell me where you are. You have to come back to my wedding right this second. Ever since I threw you out, this whole wedding has turned into a giant mess. Things are really falling apart over here right now. Well, I thought something like that might happen after you kicked me out of the wedding like that, but I've already made up my mind to go home. And after you doused my dress in that red wine, I'm not of any mind to turn around and go back to be there for your wedding. Besides, you told me to go home and that you never ever wanted to see me again. So why are you calling me so soon after saying that? I know that I told you to leave and never come back, but it's just that, well, I had no idea that you knew my father-in-law this whole time. And now he's really, really pissed at me. He says that if you aren't at the wedding, then he refuses to see it through. He's not going to let me marry his son because you're not here. Well, yes, that all seems to add up to me. I kind of figured that Eric would react that way if you did something like that to me. But this doesn't make any sense at all. Why would Eric care about you at all? Why would he even know you to begin with? Oh, well, you should know that Eric used to be a rather frequent client at one of the establishments I used to work at. That's right, your father-in-law was one of my clients. And he really was one of my favorite ones, too. He was just so kind and understanding and showed real respect for us women. So even after he got married, we still kept in touch. But I just... Are you... is this some kind of joke or something? Please tell me that you're lying to me. I know that the chances of you getting married to his son are rather slim, but it's all true. I mean, I was just so shocked when you told me who it was that you were getting married to. But I was also happy because I knew Eric, and Eric was happy that you would be marrying his son since he knows all about how hard I worked to take care of you. I don't get any of this, though. Why wouldn't you tell me about any of this? I mean, don't you think it's pretty important for me to know that you were with my father-in-law? Well, I just know how prideful you are and how embarrassed you are about the kind of work that I do. So I just didn't really think that you would even want to hear something like that. I was worried it might change your mind about the marriage, and I didn't want to be responsible for that. But you should have told me! I have a right to know about all of this. You should have told me the second that you realized whose son it was I was going to get married to. Really? Do you think so? I just didn't see the point in living in the past like that. And after you told me that you two were engaged, I just didn't see the point. And it's not like I was never ever going to tell you, but you told me that you never wanted to talk to me again after telling me about your marriage, so I didn't really have any chances to. I know that you're not actually trying to make me out to be the bad guy in all of this, right? You do realize that all of this is all your fault, don't you? Well, I guess if that's the interpretation you want to take from this, then okay. But this is happening because of choices that you made yourself, okay? I mean, I sacrificed years of my life to take care of you and make sure that you had enough to eat. You didn't even tell me that you were getting married until days before it was going to happen anyways. And just why are you always treating me as if I owe you everything, all because of what you did? I never said anything like that. But the fact is that I did a lot for you, and I want to be a bigger part of your life. You can feel how you want about my job, but you can't deny what I materially did for you. And when I found out about who you were marrying, I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to upset you. I am still working for your benefit, Mandy. But that's not fair. It's different. It's not the same. Say what you want. I think it's unfair for you to spring your wedding on me like that. I was so surprised when you told me that. But I knew there was hardly any point to saying anything since you wouldn't have listened to me anyways. No, you should have told me. If you did, then I wouldn't be getting this mad. You basically stabbed me in the back with this. So you get back here right now and fix all of this, got it? Or else what, you're going to blow up my phone with angry calls or something like that? Don't you get how upset I am over this? When my fiancé saw me toss my glass of wine on you, both he and his dad were so upset with me. I really thought that Eric was going to explode at me or something like that. He was so angry and it was just over you. You know, Eric actually used to be married, but he lost his first wife when she was young. It was a few years after that he started frequenting our establishment, but he would also tell me about how hard it was to raise his son by himself. We were able to bond over our mutual struggles as single parents, so yeah, it sounds right that he'd be quite mad at you for what you did. But you are nothing but a prostitute, and Eric is the CEO of a huge company. You two are nothing alike, and you have nothing in common at all. Well, sure, our jobs couldn't be further from each other, but people aren't just their jobs. I can't believe this. Don't you realize that you're destroying my wedding right now? You're going to ruin everything. But we might be able to save all of this if you just hurry up and get back here. I told you that I am not going to go back to any wedding or any kind of event with a wine-drenched dress. And besides, even if I did go back, you would probably just make fun of me. So why would I want to subject myself to that? Please, you have to come back. I'm begging you. This is just a little sisterly spat, that's all. You don't have to take it so seriously. A little spat? Is that what you're calling this? Because I'd say it's much more than that. You told me that I work the job I do because I don't know how to close my legs. You told me that I was nothing but a human ATM to you. You never ever showed me any kind of gratitude for anything that I did for you, so why should I do anything for you now? I know that I said that, but I didn't actually mean it. Of course I realize how much you sacrificed for me. I would never have been able to accomplish any of what I've done without you. It's a bit late to try and show your appreciation now. In fact, maybe I'll demand that you pay me back all the tuition money I paid for you. Wait, hold on. You wouldn't really try and do something like that, would you? I mean, what's the point of trying to call in old debts when we can just be looking to the future instead? Oh, but this isn't something that's in the past. You still use the fact that you went to college to put me down when you were going there thanks to me. But you said that you were going to pay for my school. I wouldn't have agreed to go if I was going to have to pay all of this back. You know, I was willing to pay for your schooling when you first started, but let's not forget that you dropped out before you could graduate. So I think I am more than entitled to ask for that money back. No, you can't do that to me. It's not fair. I don't make nearly enough money right now, and I wouldn't have anything to pay you if I wanted to. Please, I was planning on quitting my job after getting married, so please come back and fix all of this. You really think that you're still going to be getting married after all of this? I might if you come back here and fix all of this. There's still time. Please, I need you here now. No. You said that you don't want anything to do with me anymore. So you'll just pay the debt you owe me and then we'll be through. Goodbye, Mandy. With everyone at the wedding now aware of just how awful Mandy really was, the whole thing fell apart and Mandy was never married. Later, it came to light that Mandy was also embezzling from Eric's company, and so she was fired. Obviously, I wish things had gone different between the two of us, but as far as I'm concerned, Mandy did all of this to herself. Hey, Maddie, you and I have seriously got to talk. I mean, this is just getting ridiculous at this point. Do you know that? You've seriously got some nerve sticking around this long. So let's just get right to business. When are you finally going to leave my brother and never bother my family with your presence again? You know that even Randy is starting to get sick of you, right? I still can't believe that he ended up marrying an old hag like you, though, honestly. What was he thinking doing that? He must have really pitied you when he did that. But it's high time that you free my brother from your little trap and just let him live his life. You have got to go, if not for your own sake, then for Randy's. You know, Amy, if you were really serious about this all being for Randy's sake, then I don't think that you would be telling me to do this. I mean, he's your brother. If you really think that he's not happy with me, then go and tell him that yourself and see what happens. But I am going to tell you now that I have no intention at all of leaving your brother. Do you understand me? And just when are you going to give up all of this nonsense anyway? I mean, you've been trying to split us up ever since we got married, and it still hasn't worked. I think if anyone needs to wake up from their little fantasy, it's you. Because Randy and I love each other, and we don't want to divorce. Got it? No, I'll never let you win. You won't get away with this. I'll never let you get away with being married to my brother. You may think you've won, but I have my ways. And besides, ever since Randy got married to you, all he ever does now is work. He's so boring now. He's not the brother that I used to have. And I just know that this is all your fault. If he wasn't married to you, then I would still have the older brother that I know and love and not the automaton that I have now. Or maybe you just don't realize that your brother has found a job that he's really, really passionate about and that's why he's been working so hard. And I, for one, think it's great. Sure, I'm not happy that I get to see less of him now, but if it's because he's doing something he really wants to, then who am I to stop him? Oh, please. Let's just cut all the bull. You and I both know that none of this is even true in the slightest. I know the truth, and I'm not going to be fooled by your lies. Do you hear me? Fooled by my lies? Literally, what are you talking about? What part of any of what I have just said is a lie? You have no idea what you're talking about at all. You and I both know that that is just not true. The fact of the matter is that you're a little shut-in who wants to turn my brother into your slave so that you never have to work a day in your life. You're having him work all around the clock so that he can pay for every little thing that you don't want to. The house, utilities, gifts, you're just using him. And that's why he's been working so hard and has been so busy this whole time. Amy, if that's really what you think, then I have to say there must be some kind of misunderstanding between the two of us. I mean, for one, I'm not a shut-in who wants your brother to work so that I never have to leave the house or anything like that. After all, I have a job and I work full-time. We've already talked about this, in fact. Oh, yeah, I know you've told me all about your fake little job. You even got Randy to tell me about it so that you could try and convince me that it was actually real and not something you were just making up. But I also know that you just spend all your time and you barely ever leave the house, so don't deny it. You stay locked up in your room playing all your little silly games. Do you really think that's what you can call a job? I don't play, nor do I even really like video games at all. And if you really want to know, I stay in the room in our house that we've converted into my office since I work from home. So I don't have to go out and go to some office building in town or anything. I'm basically able to do all of my work from home, and that's exactly what I do. You really need to come up with a better lie if you want people to believe a word that you're saying, you old bat. There's no way that you could just do a job from your house. That doesn't even make sense. Honestly, do you really think that people are going to fall for this? It's so obvious that you're lying. It isn't even funny. You're not fooling anyone at all. Do you know that? But I'm not lying. And of course you can work from home. We have the internet. You can literally work from anywhere in the world with some jobs nowadays. Why do you even think this is a lie? Have you been living under a rock or something? It's not like this is even new or novel at this point. Okay, so what? Maybe there are some people who can work from home, but everyone knows that if you're working from home, that it's probably because your job is a crappy one. And I'm sure that what you do for a living doesn't even come close to the kind of work that my lovely fiancé does. He works at one of the top companies in the country at a really high level. Hold on a second, Amy. I didn't know that you were engaged. When did all of this happen? Congrats on that, I guess. You think that I would ever want to tell you about what's going on in my personal life? You don't deserve to know. But yes, since I've already brought it up, I am going to be getting married. And unlike you, I didn't have to lower myself to try and desperately search out for a younger man or anything like that. My fiancé just graduated from his program this year and already has an offer at a really great company. He's going to be starting at the job and marrying me all in the same year. So what do you think about that, huh? I see. Well, I really had no idea about any of this, but your fiancé has just graduated from a program and he's already found a good job? Well, it's good and all, but I guess if all of that is true, then he must be a pretty young guy, right? In fact, you're quite young yourself, Amy. Are you sure that you're ready to marry someone? Excuse me? And just who do you think you are to say something like that to me, huh? But then again, I bet looking from your perspective, you would think it's fast. After all, you and my brother took your precious time dating and getting to know each other and all that lame stuff. So you would think that it's too early, but these days it's normal. Oh, I see. Well, I guess I didn't realize what the trends were with young people these days. I thought taking your time to get married was still pretty normal. You really are way behind the times. Besides, I don't appreciate you trying to tear down my marriage just to make you feel better about getting married at such an advanced age. I'm not going to fall for that kind of thing and end up old and shriveled like you. I'm going to get married right away and have kids. Then, when I do have kids, I'm going to quit my job and live the life I want while my successful husband takes care of me. Right. Well, if that's what you want to do with your life, then I really don't have any issue with that at all. But it feels like you were just accusing me of doing the same thing with your brother. Either way, I didn't know that you wanted to be a housewife, but even so, if your fiancé is just going to be starting at his company, it might be too early to decide to stop working, don't you think? You really just have no idea how anything works these days at all, do you? You're basically like a dinosaur at this point. Do you get that? But I'll let you know that my fiancé is going to make more than enough money to take care of us both. So you don't have anything to worry about one bit. We're going to graduate, then have kids, then I'm going to settle down into the home and get to do whatever I want. My future is as good as given at this point. Well, I really do hope that things end up well for you and your fiancé. I truly mean that. Although I guess if it were me, I would want to try working for a bit and making my own way through life. But again, everyone has different priorities and dreams, so what works for one person might not work for another, right? Yeah, that's what a loser like you would say. But I bet you wouldn't be saying that if you had a sweet deal as mine waiting for you after school. You're a no-good loser who actually had to work for a living. And unlike you, I'm still young, so it's only natural for me to want to marry someone my age. I don't have to go around hunting like some nasty old cougar looking for a younger man. Honestly, I think women like you who go after younger men are just sick. What is the matter with you? Why can't you just stick to your own dating pool? Right, well, you are more than free to say whatever it is you think about me, but I should let you know that I really wasn't out looking for younger men. The fact of the matter is that it just so happened to be that your brother was younger than me and that we fell in love. I'm sure that's what you tell yourself all the time to justify the horrible way that you've taken advantage of Randy. That's just like an old person to come up with all kinds of justifications for their actions like that. But you should have never, ever been hunting for younger people from the start. I thought that old people were supposed to at least be more wise than younger ones. I mean, I really don't know what else there even is to say on the matter at this point. Yeah, that's right. You don't have anything more to say because you know that I'm right. And that's why you should just give it up and divorce my brother already. I'm going to keep telling you to do so until you finally just throw it in and do it. Well, if your brother says that he doesn't want to be with me anymore, then that's a conversation that we'll have between each other. But I really can't see him doing that at all, so I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I doubt you'd even listen to my brother if he did tell you that he wanted to break up with you and get a divorce. You'd probably try some sneaky trick to force him to stay with you because that's just the kind of person that you are. I really wish that you would stop trying to paint me in such an awful light. I just worry that one day you're going to say something and it'll have a real consequence for you.
Maddie, are you there? I'm really sorry to be messaging you outside of work hours, but there was something really important that I forgot to tell you before I left the office today.
Oh, hey there, Josh. That's no problem at all. I'm still up. What did you forget to tell me at work today?
Well, the thing is that I think we might be having a problem with one of our new hires. Actually, and anyways, we've prepared some documents that I think you should look over concerning him. I just wanted to let you know that at the end of the day so that we could talk about it in person the next time we see each other.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad that you remembered that. I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
Well, anyways, I was just hoping you'd be able to come into the office and handle this as well. I know that you're working from home, but I think that this kind of thing, you should really be there in person, you know? I think that it would send a strong message to the rest of the office, as well as the other new hires. Because the fact is that we're already thinking about firing this guy.
Oh, I see. Well, if it really is that serious, then yes, I could go into the office and see what all of this is about. But do you mind if I ask what exactly is going on with this new hire of ours?
Well, even though he just started here, he's already slacking off on a lot of his work. Not only that, but when he's not doing his work, it's usually because he's harassing a bunch of different women around the office. And even when we had some visiting students who we were showing around, he was even saying some pretty inappropriate things to them as well.
Oh, well, I see why you would want me to come to the office and handle this then. That kind of behavior is just not acceptable.
And not only that, but he's been really sloppy with our privacy policies and has ended up publishing personal information of staff and even some clients on different platforms. We've been working really hard to try and scrub all of this from the internet, but he's just really not caring at all where he airs out his laundry.
Well, he's already in violation of his contract, but if he keeps this up, then he's going to open himself up to a lawsuit for breach of privacy. Especially if he happens to be leaking any kind of private information of the companies. You did have him sign the privacy contracts when you hired this guy, right?
Yeah, he signed everything and went through the same onboarding process as everyone else, so I have no idea where this guy is getting off. But I don't think that he's published any confidential documents yet anyways. But we are monitoring the situation really closely.
Well, I'm just glad that we have the ability to do that in this day and age. But honestly, what is this guy thinking? But as long as he hasn't caused any real damage to the company yet, I suppose we can at least be happy about that. Although I do want to try and nip this kind of behavior in the bud as soon as possible.
Yeah, of course. We really do need to start moving on this guy soon now that we've gathered all our evidence and gotten all our documents in order. Although there's one more reason why I wanted to mention this to you earlier today. It seems that this guy actually has a connection to you, if you can believe it. Apparently, he's engaged to marry your sister-in-law, according to our research that we've done into him.
Wait a second, you mean to tell me that this guy who is causing all of this trouble for us is also my sister-in-law's fiancé?
It is what our records are indicating, but I guess there might be some kind of mistake. Although we've been really careful with this case, and we're basically pretty certain about this.
Wow. Well, I see. Well, this is really unexpected. I really would have never guessed that Amy was getting herself involved with a guy like this.
I think that he might be acting this way because he might know about who you are and is thinking that he can coast by through his connections to you. And of course, we don't want the company thinking that we engage in that kind of nepotism here.
Well, it seems to me like we really have our work cut out for this one. But I just have no idea what my sister-in-law is thinking getting with a guy who acts like this. But okay, understood. We'll work on this and handle this guy. Thanks for telling me about all of this. Is there anything else that I should know about?
Well, it's a pretty separate matter, but it's about the CEO ball that's going to be happening. Some of the other attendees are wondering if you're going to be there.
Yeah, I'll be there. Let me just double-check my schedule and move some things around if I have to. Would you mind sending me all the details later?
Got it. I'll let the organizers know that you're going to be there. But I'm just curious. A lot of those company presidents and all are really quite old. Do you find that you're able to connect with them on a personal level?
I mean, I can talk to them, and they're really full of good advice on how to run a business since they've got so much experience. So I don't really think that I'd be losing anything by going there. Anything else you need to know?
I don't think so. All right then. I'll pass all this along then. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me, boss.
What the actual heck? Do my eyes deceive me? Why in the world are you here at my wedding? You weren't even invited to my wedding. I don't care if I wasn't invited. You've got some serious nerve splashing wine in my face the moment you saw me. What is the matter with you, Amy? I just said you weren't invited to this wedding and you dare to show up? You're the only one in the wrong here. You're totally blowing this whole thing for me and ruining my special day. I am the wife of your brother. Of course I was going to be here at the wedding. What are you even talking about? You really have just taken things way too far this time. You really need to learn your lesson. Oh, I know more than I'll ever need to. Thank you very much. And I don't want my brother's disgusting cougar wife here to ruin my special day. Besides, you're probably just here because Randy is too old for you now. I bet you're just looking for an even younger man to jump ship, aren't you? You really are just sick. Are you serious? Of course I'm not doing anything like that. That is actually crazy to even suggest. The only crazy thing around here is you coming to my wedding to try and scope out your future husband, you creep. Are you really seriously thinking that that's what I'm doing here? I was literally just attending your wedding peacefully and you attacked me with your drink. I don't care if it is your special day. Nothing makes acting like that okay, ever. Says you, but I don't want or need you here, so that's why I had to teach you a lesson. And there's nothing you can ever do to me now that I'll be with my rich husband. So how about you finally just learn that none of us want you around, leave my brother, and never ever come back? It's really not that hard at all. Well, okay, I'm going to leave. But you can go ahead and tell your husband that he is fired from his new job. What in the world is that supposed to mean? What do you have to do with my new husband's job? I mean that he's fired. I know that he just got hired, but now he's fired. He doesn't have a job. So enjoy being married to someone without a job. I'm sure that'll make for a great honeymoon. Hold on a second, I still have no idea what you're talking about at all. You're not making any sense. Have you lost your mind or something? You sound crazy. You can say all that you want, but it's not going to change any of what I've said there, you know. In fact, I'm quite sure that if you tell your new husband what you've done, he's going to be quite upset about it. But I guess that really isn't any of my problem. You really are too much sometimes, you know that? You're nothing but a loser shut-in who barely ever leaves the house. Who do you think you are to say whether or not my new husband has a job or not? You really need to work on your lying because nobody is going to believe you if you try and pull this kind of stuff over and over again. I told you that I am not some shut-in. You know that I work from home, but I bet that you don't know that I'm also head of my company. You're the head of your company? Well, if you're some self-employed loser, then that basically means nothing. I'm trying to tell you the truth right now, but if you don't want to listen to it, then that is your problem. But you really should go ahead and tell your man that he is out of a job and tell him why. I think you'll see that I'm being honest about all of this. You're still just not making any sense at all. I mean, do you really expect me to fall for this? What is even the point of trying to lie when it literally isn't true? Hold on a second. He's actually coming over right now. Oh geez, his face is really, really red, and he looked angry. I wonder what he's so upset about. Wait a minute, you weren't actually telling the truth about all of this, were you? I tried to warn you over and over again, but you just refused to listen to me. But I was being honest with you this whole time. I've already told HR about my decision, and now he is in for a world of trouble. But then, you mean you're really going to fire him? How could you do that? Well, I'm the owner of the company, so I say you're fired, and then the person no longer works for me. Of course, there's more to it than that, but as far as you're concerned, that's how it works. Don't worry, though. He's not being fired for what you've done here, though. I had already made the decision before coming here for all kinds of trouble he was making for my staff. Trouble for your staff? What is that supposed to mean? What kind of trouble? Do you have any proof of any of this at all? Yes, actually. I only made the decision after my staff gathered up all the evidence we would need to be able to fire him without compensation. So yes, we did our due diligence and are completely justified in this firing, if you must know. You're really serious, aren't you? This whole time I thought that you were just telling some stupid lie to try and get back at me, but it's really the truth. And it's not like we didn't give him plenty of chances and warning either, but he just kept on acting out in a way that was unacceptable. This decision wasn't easy either. There's a lot of money and time that go into onboarding a new hire, and now that's all been flushed down the drain. So then, you mean you even warned him to stop what he was doing, and he kept doing it, and that's why he's being fired? That's exactly right. I'm glad that the picture is starting to finally form in your head for you. But wait, I didn't even know that you were such a huge person. I didn't know that you ran a whole company. Why didn't you ever tell me who you really were? I suppose you should ask your man about that. After all, I think he knew exactly who I was. Maybe he wanted it to be a surprise for you. You saw that his boss was supposed to give a speech for him at the wedding, right? Just who did you think that actually was? But, oh, this can't be happening. And to think that you finally thought you found someone so amazing that you could use their money to not have to work for the rest of your life. I'd say you sure know how to pick 'em, but given both of your behaviors, I'd say that you're actually the perfect match for each other. Well, you have to come back, please. I didn't mean to drive you off. Now everyone has noticed that you're gone and are asking where you are. Even my brother noticed that you're not here anymore. What am I supposed to tell him? Please, everyone is really, really mad at me. Oh, well, don't worry about that. You might have ruined your own wedding, but your husband was already going to be fired. Of course, I was going to announce this all through official channels or wait for him to tell you. But since you just had to throw your wine on my new dress, I figured that as the head of my company, I'd take the time to tell you myself like this. Please, I am so sorry. You can't do this. He has to have a job. That was supposed to be my ticket to an easy life. I'm sorry for everything. Oh, it is way too late for that. Besides, the process has already begun, and I have no intention of stopping it. But what am I supposed to say to everyone? They're all going to blame me. What am I supposed to do? Oh, I think you have bigger things to worry about. In fact, I can't tell you much, but what I can say is that one reason your husband is being fired is because of his rampant sexual harassment across the office. You mean that he was trying to flirt with other women while being engaged to me? I wouldn't really call catcalls and gross comments flirting, but if that's what you're taking away from this, then sure. This can't be happening. We just got married. My life was supposed to be perfect from this day forward. Well, that's about all I have to say on the matter. You can go ahead and tell your brother that I've gone home ahead of him if he asks. Anyway, it sounds to me like you and your new husband have a lot to talk about. After that, I heard that the whole wedding party turned against Amy. Even her own family exploded at her, demanding to know what she was thinking doing what she did to me. Meanwhile, her husband's firing was processed, and we were able to let him go. It turns out that his leaking of company and personal information was enough to merit a lawsuit as well. So instead of marrying a rich man, Amy ended up with a jobless husband neck-deep in legal debts. She demanded a divorce from him for his flirting with other women, and so I think the wedding will be very short-lived. Amy begged her parents to let her live with them, but they refused. So Amy, who thought she was never going to work another day in her life, ended up having to work several jobs to afford a tiny apartment where she lives all by herself. Irene, are you there? I just have to know if you already got the invitation to my wedding. Did it arrive in the mail yet? Have you opened it yet? I'm only asking because I really, really want you to reply to it as quickly as you can. Can you do that for me? Please, I would really like it if you could do it really soon, okay? Oh, hey there, Kelly. Yeah, I did get your wedding invitation in the mail, actually. But I didn't know that you'd want it so quickly, so I'll try and send it back to you as soon as possible. You know, you don't even have to send it back or go through all of these motions. How about you just tell me right here and now what your answer is going to be? Please, can you tell me if you're going to come to my wedding or not? I know that guests are supposed to return their RSVPs, but I just can't wait any longer. Besides, I have a ton of stuff that I need to get ready for the wedding, so the faster I know this, the easier you're going to be making things for me. Does that make sense? Okay then, just one moment. Let me go ahead and look for my schedule book around here. Oof, I actually just misplaced it, so you may need to hold on for just a minute. Your schedule book? Oh, come on, Irene. You don't need to pretend like you have your life together just for me. I know that you don't have any kind of schedule book. Why would a girl like you even need that? Honestly, it's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Here I'm asking for an answer right away, and you're still just trying to keep me waiting here? I mean, you only ever got your GED, so it's not like you're actually busy with anything important. Okay, I don't really know why you had to bring up the fact that I have my GED, but I don't really think that that has anything to do with how busy I might be or what else I might have going on with my life, thank you very much. Besides, I have a job, and I don't really appreciate you implying that I don't have anything better to do in my life than see to your needs right away. Yeah, sure. I'm sure that your job is just so amazing, and it's keeping you so busy. But how about you try graduating from one of the top schools in the whole country and then come and talk to me about life, huh? Of course, for someone as old as you to try and go to college and make something with their lives at this point, well, I think that would be just kind of sad. But then again, it's not my pathetic life to decide what to do with, so actually, please do feel free to apply to the school where I went or another Ivy League. Not that you'd be able to get in. Anyways, back to business at hand. Can you please just tell me whether or not you're going to be able to come to my wedding? I've asked you several times already, and you're still keeping me waiting. Okay, just so I remember right, are you going to be getting married on the second day of the month in April? Is that right? Well, looking at my schedule book here, it seems like I don't have anything going on then, so it shouldn't be a problem if I go there. Oh, come on. Are you still really going to try and pretend that you actually have a book open in front of you that you're checking the dates with? My time is just really not valuable to you at all, huh? Please don't ever waste it like this again. Anyways, you took all that time just to tell me that you are actually going to be able to attend the wedding, right? Do I understand that right? I'm so happy you managed to squeeze me into your busy schedule. Although, since I have you here talking to me right now, Kelly, I had something that I wanted to ask you. You did actually go to Yale to study literature, right? I just thought you should know that there's someone at my office who works under me who went to the same school that you did and actually studied the same thing. Isn't that funny? I wonder if you two ever went to any of the same classes or if you happen to know who this guy might be. I don't care if he did go to the same school as me. There is no way that I would be friends with any sort of loser who would be a failure enough to end up working at the same company as you. And I will have you know that I know for a fact that I don't know him because the only people that I know are all successful and brilliant people. Just how do you think it is that I ended up with your brilliant and handsome brother Charles, huh? You think it was by chance? No. It was because we're both the cream of the crop and better than everyone else. Well, I know that Charles is a really smart guy and he's done a lot with himself. But I don't think that even he would like to be calling himself the cream of the crop or better than everyone else. Besides, you do realize that once you and my brother get married, that you and I are going to become sisters-in-law, right? So maybe we could try being a little nicer to each other? Please do not remind me of the horrible fact that I am going to have to refer to you as my sister-in-law. Honestly, that is going to be the one giant stain on my otherwise flawless record of life. You're like a pimple that I just can't seem to get rid of. It really is such a shame that your brother had to be as great and amazing as he is, or else I would have had no reason to associate with you at all. But anyways, thanks for checking your schedule for me. I'm glad to know that you'll be there for my wedding. Oh my gosh, Irene, you are really just too much sometimes. Do you know that? I mean, right when I think someone with a GED can't get any dumber, you somehow still manage to impress with how useless you really are. Excuse me? And just what is this about? You have really got some nerve starting a conversation with me like that. What kind of way is that to talk to someone else? Oh my gosh, I literally just sent one little message to you and you had to blow up into this huge rant? You really are just ridiculous sometimes, do you know that? But anyways, we have more important things to talk about, like why I was calling you more useless than I could have ever imagined. I mean, really, how could you make such a huge mistake like this? What were you thinking? You even told me that you wrote it down in your precious little schedule book, right? So what I want to know is how you could forget that today of all days is the day that your brother and I are getting married. I can't believe that you would blow us off like this. I sent you an invitation with the date, didn't I? You made me wait 1,000 years just so that you could figure out if you were free or not, didn't you? So why in the world aren't you here on the actual big day? Wait, Hold on just a second. I'm really confused. What are you talking about? This doesn't make any sense to me at all. I mean, I know for a fact that I triple-checked the date and your wedding was going to be on April the 2nd, right? I mean, I'm looking at the invitation and that's what it says on the one that was delivered to my house. Now you wait just right there. What date did you think it was? Did you really think it was on the 2nd? Because I know for a fact that I put on all of the invitations that the wedding was going to be happening on the 1st of April. And I would know because it's my wedding after all. Unless... Wait, you don't think there could have been one invitation where I must have accidentally written down the wrong date only to end up sending you that one, do you? Oh no, what a horrible mix-up. I'm so sorry about that. You mean to tell me that you sent me an invitation to my brother's wedding that had the wrong date on it? Oh, come on, it was just a simple mistake. I really hope that you realize I never meant for this to happen this way. It was all just a messed up little coincidence, that's all. No hard feelings though, right? Okay, fine. I get it. If this is the way you want to be, then that's just fine with me. But I hope you realize that you've also missed the first day of your new job, so what do you think about that, huh? I've missed the first day of my new job? Just what in the world are you talking about? What makes you think that you know anything about my job, huh? I mean that today was supposed to be the first day of your new job, right? It was the first day of orientation at the company that you were just hired at. Wait, what? What in the world are you talking about? Do you even own a calendar? Because at this point, I am really starting to even doubt that. Today is Saturday. Didn't you know that? I do have a new job orientation, but it isn't until the 3rd of the month. You really need to get your head screwed on straight. Are you sure about that? You might want to double check the email that your work sent out. The company is going to be really busy with a huge project on Monday, so the orientation was set for today. You made a huge mistake, and you still haven't realized it. Do you know that? You really should have been more thorough in checking your schedule. But, hold on. Okay, even if I were to believe what you're saying to me right now about my new job, that still doesn't answer the question of why you would know any of this at all. Oh, you mean you think that all of this business about your new job orientation is none of my concern? I think that you would be serving yourself well if you just called the company and talked to the people on their end. You'll find out everything soon enough. You think that you scare me? You're a nobody. You might think that you know something that I don't, but you know nothing about the company that I work for. Besides, I was already hired, or else I wouldn't have been invited to the orientation in the first place. I'm not going to get into trouble, and there's nothing that you can do to try and scare me further.
Hey, Irene, are you there? I just really wanted to apologize for Kelly. I heard all about what happened just now.
Charles, it's so nice to hear from you. Tell me, is it really true that your wedding was today? You must have been so busy all day. I'm sure that you're just exhausted after such a big day, right?
I'm fine, thank you. But I really did just want to apologize to you about all of this, and especially about the wedding. Kelly told me that you had told her directly that you weren't going to be able to make it. I don't know why I believe her. I should have known better than to just trust her without doing any verification. So anyways, I'm really sorry about not double checking.
I don't think you have anything to apologize for, if I can be perfectly honest with you, Charles. Although I have to say that I am really sad that I wasn't able to see you at your wedding. I really did want to be there for you. But as long as the next time we see each other you show me lots of pictures, I think that would be fine for me. Besides, I think that you and I both know that we have other problems that we need to discuss right now.
Right. I assume you're talking about the way that Kelly has been treating you, right? I just want you to know that I've noticed it too, and I really tried to set her straight about it. I was really hoping that you two would be able to get along with each other. But anyways, I heard about how Kelly got the wrong date for her job orientation. So anyways, I also just wanted to tell you that her getting the wrong date in her head was all my fault, and I'm really sorry about it.
I really don't think that you're the one who should be apologizing to me. I mean, the one who is in trouble because of it is Kelly herself.
I know. But I think that Kelly is going to come to you begging for help and some kind of understanding. But after what she's put you through, I think you're fine if you just ignore her.
Charles, are you sure about this? I mean, this is your wife we're talking about. Should you be telling me to ignore her like this?
The thing is that I know Kelly and I just got married, but I've actually started going quite a bit of looking into her as well. We can talk about that later, but just know that it's okay to ignore her.
Well, okay, if that's really what you think is going to be best for this, I guess I'll just wait and see if she even does reach out to talk to me. Hey, Irene, what the heck is the matter with you, huh? Did you say something to Charles? I know that you did, so just come out and admit it already. Ever since our wedding day, it's like Charles has barely even said a word to me. He's become so cold, and I just hate it. What did you say to him to make him act like this? Why the heck are you trying to get in the way of my happiness, huh? I really can't believe that you're trying to sabotage me like this. You're just horrible. I really think that there's been some kind of mistake here. There has not been any kind of mistake here at all, and you know it. Don't you lie to me. Don't you play stupid. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to let you act like you don't. Charles used to be so sweet and kind to me, and now it's like he's a completely different person. I don't understand what could have happened to make him change like this, but I just know that you have something to do with it. You're just terrible. Do you know that? And just what makes you think that I had anything to do with this? Do you have any kind of proof for the things that you're saying about me right now? I've thought about it for a long time, and all the signs are pointing to you. I know that this is all your fault, so don't you dare try to hide it. I mean, why in the world wouldn't Charles still be nice to me? After all, I'm good looking, I went to an amazing school, and I just landed a job with a huge company. Sure, I might have missed the orientation day, but I don't think that's such a big deal when it comes to huge companies like this one. Besides, I'll just go next week and everything will be fine. You really think that everything is going to be fine with your job? I'm not so sure that you're in a position to be making that sort of call, to be honest with you. Wait a second. Don't tell me that Charles is acting this way all because he's mad at the way I've been treating you. Because if that's true, that is just the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. I mean, I went to one of the top schools in the country and you just barely got your GED. Who do you think you are to be treating me this way just for the sake of someone like you? This is just ridiculous. Ever since we got married, Charles has been acting as if I'm some kind of stranger to him. He used to be so kind and sweet, and now he's just so cold and robotic, and I just don't get it. And did you really think that my brother was going to be okay with the horrible way that you've been treating me this whole time? Who cares if I only have my GED? What difference does that make to you at all? Why do you even care at this point? You know, I tried. I really, really tried to be friends with you, but every single olive branch that I tried to extend to you was lit on fire by you. You really don't understand why your low-ranking, bottom-feeding, not even a real high school graduate status affects me? That just goes to prove what an idiot you actually are. How? How in the world does that part of my life affect you in any way? That literally makes no sense to me at all, and I would love to see you try and defend that position. Well, obviously, you being a lousy bottom feeder like that affects me because you're my family now. You're literally my sister-in-law. I suppose you don't care since you don't even have any kind of reputation worth caring about, but you should know that you are just dragging your brother and I down. I mean, really, if you actually cared about your brother Charles at all, I think that you would just leave and never come back. You would disappear from our lives and let us live in peace. Oh, I am just so sure that you would love if I disappeared and never came back, wouldn't you? What is that supposed to mean? Of course I'd love for you to do that. I literally just said that it would be the best thing to do if you actually loved my brother. So, what do you say? Yeah, the answer is no. I am not going to be doing anything like that at all, and I resent the fact that you would even suggest it to me again. But don't worry. You're going to get what's coming to you, I can guarantee you that. You really are such a pain in my side, do you know that? You think that someone in your position is really going to be able to do anything to me at all? You don't even have any money to your name. What can you do to someone like me? You're a nobody, remember? You always were, and you always will be, and that's that. I suppose you and I will just have to see who is actually the nobody and who isn't the nobody, won't we? Hey there, you stupid idiot loser. I just wanted to let you know that I'm about to go to work today. You thought that I was going to get in trouble for missing the orientation that was actually on the day of my wedding, which for some reason you also knew about, but I'm going to work today. You must be really jealous of me. I have a company so great that they're willing to overlook the fact that I missed the orientation, and all because they only hire the best of the best. You must be pretty jealous right now, right? What? You're asking if I'm jealous of you? Kelly, I am not jealous of you in the slightest. That is just a ridiculous notion. Oh, please. I bet you're holding back tears right now because you're so upset over what I've been able to do with my life while you're still a nobody. You really still just haven't figured it out yet, have you? Then again, I suppose it's pointless to expect someone to realize they were wrong and change their ways in only a matter of days. What is that supposed to mean? Are you making fun of me or something? Is that what's going on? How dare you try and belittle me? I'm not making fun of you. I'm just surprised that you haven't listened to a single one of my warnings this entire time. I thought I told you that you lost your job. You weren't at orientation and you aren't going to be working for that company anymore. You have no idea what you're talking about at all. I mean, are you sick in the head or something? Just why in the world do you think that you know better about my job than I do? You don't know anything, and I'm not going to take this from you. Well, okay then, if you really think that you know better than me, then you can do what you want. I'm just telling you that things aren't going to go the way that you think they're going to go. And I should know, in fact, because I was supposed to be your supervisor had you been able to keep the job. You are such a liar. Do you know that? Why in the world would you even say something so crazy? You think that someone like you could ever manage to be a manager at the company that I'm going to work for? I'm not lying to you at all right now, Kelly. But if you really don't believe me, then why don't you ask Charles about it? Okay, if you were my boss, then why weren't you at my interview? Well, that's because my staff handled it well so that I could concentrate on my work. And then I got a report about your interview later. I listen to my staff's judgment and make the call based on that. This is just getting stupid. Do you know that? Are you really trying to tell me that you're going to be my boss? How in the world does someone who only has a GED like you end up being a manager for a company like this? If that's the case, they might as well make me CEO. Yeah, you really just don't seem to get it. You're so obsessed with yourself that you can't see what's happening around you. How dare you talk to me like that? What's the matter with you? If you were really my boss, then that means that you should just give me my job back. I'm afraid that isn't going to happen. But why not? I thought I was already hired. I'm afraid that the company has already made a decision. And based on the fact that I know you so well, I've decided that you're not a good fit for the company. In fact, there is no way that we would ever actually hire you. Wait a second. So then, you're serious? I've actually lost my job, and you're not going to help me? That isn't fair. But, fine. If you want to play this game, that works for me. I'll just live off of Charles for the rest of my life. He'll make all the money, and I won't even have to work. Charles, are you there? I have something that I really need to talk to you about right now, if you have the time. You see, the truth is that I'm pregnant. It's true, I am pregnant with our baby. I'm sure that you must be surprised to hear this, right? But it's true, I really am pregnant, and the baby is really mine. And yours, of course, but anyways, it seems like you and I are going to be parents together.
Wow, well, I have to say that I'm kind of blown away by this right now.
I know, right? You must be absolutely surprised right now at this news, aren't you?
No, that isn't what I'm talking about. I already know that the kid isn't mine. I'm just surprised that you would try to throw the real dad under the bus like that by saying I'm the dad.
Wait, what? What are you talking about right now? I don't understand. What is that supposed to mean?
Oh, come on. Don't be ridiculous. You don't have to play dumb with me. I already know the truth.
But wait, I mean, if it's not your kid, then whose kid are you saying this is? This doesn't make any sense at all.
It's probably John's kid, if I had to take a guess.
But why in the world would you suggest that it's John's kid? I don't get it. Where is any of this coming from?
Come on, Kelly. You and John have been friends for a long, long time, and you're always together. I mean, really, how long have you two known each other? Since you were 9 or something? And he's just a bit older than, I guess. But anyways, it's been so obvious that the two of you have had these feelings for each other. Not only that, but you should know that I've had people come up to me and tell me that they've seen you and John out together. So I know that you two are seeing each other.
But this can't be right. John and I would try and go out of town so that nobody would notice that he and I were together. Who was it? Who said that they see us together?
So then I guess that means that you admit that I was right. You just said that you've been trying to hide this relationship from me.
Wait, hold on. This isn't right. You don't understand. Charles, there's been some kind of mistake here. I didn't actually mean that.
Oh, come on. Just be honest with me already. I am getting sick and tired of all the lies that leave your mouth. Why can't you just be real with me for a second? I thought that we had been happily married. I loved you and wanted to be together with you. But I should have known that you'd have other plans. You're the most selfish person that I know, and now that I have all the proof that I need of your affair, I want a divorce.
Wait, what do you mean that you want a divorce? You're really going to leave me? But you and I just got married. You can't do this. Please, I don't want to lose you. This can't happen.
Oh, please. Don't try to act like you want to stay with me now. If you had really wanted to stay with me, then you wouldn't have cheated on me in the first place. Not only that, but I thought that you and my sister were getting along. You told me this whole time that you and her were such close friends. But then Irene told me about all the crap that you've been putting her through. I suppose that I did notice it as well, but thought I was just seeing hiccups in an otherwise good relationship. But this whole time you've been doing both but lying to me and deceiving me. You've wasted years of my life. Not only that, but you've been so awful to my sister who dedicated her life to helping me succeed after our parents died. She dropped out of school to work and provide for us, and she's the only one who's been able to send me to college. I told you all about this anyways, but did you think that I was lying or something? Either way, you made fun of my sister for her GED and were always putting her down as some kind of bottom feeder. I should have never ever trusted you from the start, and I can see that now.
Wait, no, there has to be some kind of mistake. Please. Whatever your sister has told you, it's a lie. I swear it. You have to believe me. I am begging you here.
Why? Why in the world should I believe a woman who cheated on me? You clearly have only ever cared about yourself. But I don't have to just take other people's word for it. After all, when I heard the rumors, I hired a private investigator, and just a few days ago, he finally delivered his report that told me about how you and John have been carrying on. And that means that I have all the evidence that I need to divorce you and not have to pay you a single dime. Do you understand that?
You mean to tell me that you hired someone to follow me around and collect information on me? How could you do this? I didn't think that you were that kind of person. What is the matter with you?
What's the matter with me? That is rich coming from you. Do you know that? I wonder if you even realize how funny that is.
But, I mean, please, Charles, we're supposed to be on the same team here. I'm so sorry for everything. I realize that I screwed up, but you don't have to do this.
You are in no position to tell me what I should or shouldn't be doing. You were the one who betrayed me, and I'm not going to let you get away with that anymore.
Please don't do this to me. I never wanted things to end this way. You have to know how sorry I am. Charles, please don't leave me. We can still make this work. You don't have to do this. Why aren't you responding anymore? Hello? Are you even reading these anymore? I'm trying to apologize here. Don't you realize that? Please answer me. Please don't leave me like this. After that, Charles told me that he went through with the divorce from Kelly. He said that he was crushed his first marriage had to go like that, but after truly finding out the kind of person that she was, he knew it was for the best. Also, because of her affair, she was also sued, and Charles got a massive payout while Kelly was left jobless and in debt. Apparently, Kelly thought that my GED was the be-all, end-all of my education. In fact, I actually went to community college to learn some business classes, and it opened up opportunities for me to get on the ground floor of the company that Kelly applied to. It grew over time and became the huge firm that Kelly was so excited to work in from the start. I suppose she really didn't bother to check who was working there. I heard that Kelly had to beg her parents to let her live with them as she had no other options. They agreed, but I hear now that she lives under strict supervision as her parents think her too irresponsible to take care of herself now. Frankly, it sounds like a horrible life. Charles confronted me and apologized profusely for letting the feelings that he felt for Kelly get in the way of his responsibilities to me as a brother. He begged me to forgive him, which I did. I know that he can get a bit ahead of himself, so I just told him to be more careful about how he dates next time. As for me, well, I was more or less unaffected by the whole fallout of this drama at the end of it. I still had my job, I didn't have to work with Kelly, and my brother apologized for letting her treat me the way that she did. Of course, I feel sad for Charles, but as far as I'm concerned, given the circumstances, things could not have gone better. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.